updates. Good morning, Tobago.
Welcome back to Good Morning Tobago on Tobago Updates. Well, viewers, we are switching our conversation from politics into something that we should be aware of within our space, and that is the Trinidad and Tobago Association of the Hearing Impaired. So on set, joining me on set, we have Mr. Nicholas Cumberbatch, who is the president of the of the TNT Association of Hearing Impaired, as well as joining us online, we have Dr. Amanda Piper, who is an audiologist with the association, as well as Miss Melanie Archie. She is also a director and coordinator. Good morning and welcome to you, all three of you.
Good morning.
All right, so first, Mr. Cumberbatch, let's get started with what is the Association of Hearing Impaired?
Okay, first, I just want to make a slight correction. It's Trinidad and Tobago Association for the Hearing Impaired, right? Well, we were established, I think we're into our 80th year now this year, and we were established by an Act of Parliament in 2000 to improve the quality of lives of persons with hearing impaired, whether it's, you call them deaf, hard of hearing, or people with hearing loss, as well as we are mandated as well to protect hearing health. So basically, in a nutshell, that's what it is.
Now, on the 15th of June and the 16th of June, there are going to be some testing being done.
Yes.
So tell me a little bit about this initiative and how people can get connected.
Well, first I want to say that this came about through a collaboration between the THA, Tobago House of Assembly, and our organization, TAHI, because we are mandated to provide services throughout all of Trinidad and Tobago. But because of a number of reasons, we are limited. We have limited resources. So we decided that we will make a special effort to reach out to Tobago with our services this time. So we'll have 2 days where we have a team of 9 persons here in Tobago to provide services, and Dr. Piper and Ms. Archie will be able to tell you more about the services. But I just wanted to say that thanks to the Secretary of Health, we were able to get this done to the point where usually people, the public, would pay for these services in Trinidad, but they have arranged it in Tobago so that people who come don't pay anything. The THA pays it. So that's a plus.
Certainly. And, hearing, that we take it for granted, but a lot of us are not really aware sometimes about how, hearing loss happens. And I want Dr. Piper just to give us a bit more perspective on, on that, and then why people should come forward and partake in the testing and get the knowledge of as to where they are in terms of their hearing capabilities.
Sure. The prevalence of hearing loss is actually quite more significant than one would think. I primarily work with children under the age of 5, and so many of our little ones, we want to check their hearing very early in life because there may be concerns for speech and language development. And so if a child is 2, 3, 4 years old and they're not meeting appropriate milestones for speech and language, we always want to check their hearing just to ensure that their little brains are able to discern and comprehend all the important sounds of speech. So that's our little ones. In addition, we have babies that are often born premature. There may be complications at birth where they may be admitted to the NICU. And so those fragile neonates, their hearing is often screened in the hospital. At least this is typically how it's done in most countries. The hearing is screened before discharge from the hospital. But this service isn't offered really throughout Trinidad and Tobago. And so many of the babies that are born in Tobago who would need that hearing screening service would need to come to our association in Trinidad to get that hearing screening done. So one of the initiatives that we're doing within this particular outreach, we'll be seeing lots and lots of babies testing their hearing while we're in Tobago. So that's our younger age group. But we know that hearing can change. So as individuals get older, because of the impact of noise, much often due to leisurely activities that include going to parties and just being exposed to continuous repeated noise that's over 85 decibels. So that extended exposure to noise can negatively impact hearing over time. And so we're not going to see the effect immediately, but 20, 30 years down the road, when you're in your 60s and your 70s, we see significant high frequency hearing loss because of noise exposure during their lifetime. So then there are
Lesson for
factors
some of
like
the young
age and
people.
no, it's interesting, but many of the persons that we see later on in life who, they've retired and they're enjoying their older days, they often say that it's so difficult now just to do basic things like going to the bank, the grocery store, communicating with their grandchildren, just daily activities because they're not able to hear well. And when we inquire, they've been exposed to lots and lots of excessive noise exposure throughout their lifetime, whether it was working at a factory, a sewing factory, a manufacturing plant, any type of industry where we have exposure to machines and equipment that's loud. So whether it's that or leisurely activities. So we know that's present and it affects all of us. Hearing loss is no discriminator of age, ethnicity, socioeconomic status. We can all be susceptible to it.
Certainly. Now, Miss Archie, so this is happening at the Anne Mitchell Gift Auditorium in Scarborough, at the library on the 15th, which is tomorrow, and on Friday at the Roxborough Health Facility. Who will be allowed, or who are you guys inviting to be a part of this, to partake in the testing?
And that is aimed at both adults and children, and that was done via appointment system. We also have neonatal hearing screening that is also through schedules, and we have persons already calling in to get their appointments. We have adult and pediatric hearing screening. We also have impression taking of persons needing ear molds. We have hearing aid servicing and cleaning of the hearing aids. And those who would need their licenses renewed, we can do it via our license renewal forms.
Now, is there any special, and I guess any one of you guys can take this question, but is there any special requirements? Do people have to register to be a part of this testing, the screening?
Well, from what I understand from the organizers on this end, I believe that they have been scheduling appointments for people, but I understand that they'll be making an announcement sometime today to inform the public as to how they can come to the screening.
Okay, great. Now, I mean, you guys also, as you mentioned, you offer so many services in terms of, getting screened for our hearing and so on. But it's not limited to what's going to happen in the next couple of days.
No, and I'm glad you brought that up because, you see, I think we have to think about this whole thing. A child is born deaf to a parent. What do they do with that child? Right? And I think that's where the problem begins for all of us now. Because I think as a society, we haven't as yet found a way of dealing with this properly. Right? So education of young children, that's something that's key. Because do you know that I think children who are deaf probably start their education in primary school maybe from 6 years old or something like that. So when they start at that age, they are far behind, right? So by the time they go into high school, they're behind again. So what we are looking at, the organization this year, is starting to focus our attention to preschool education. So actually, yes, we're dealing with diagnostics and all of this, But I think we have to really deal with this holistically. Parents of deaf children need support. They need a lot of support, right? As a matter of fact, a parent of a young child, in some cases, they're left alone. They don't know what to do. And we have to, as a society, as a country, we have to come up with a better way of taking care of people with hearing impaired. Not only of people with hearing impaired, You and I, if you go to the steel band room, that loud noise, it would affect us. And a lot of people don't even know that they have been affected by noise. So we have a lot of work to do with respect to educating the public about the dangers of loud noise. We have a lot to do about setting standards in our society. We have a lot to do with our education system and ensuring that young children, preschoolers, between 3 and let's say 5 years old, that we have a mechanism, a way of getting them educated, right? Instead of just leaving it up to the parents, because a lot of parents, they don't know what to do, right?
So then it leads to this question as to how people can get connected with the organization to make sure that they are able to access the services that you guys offer and ensure, we can take steps to have help at the earliest point possible.
Sure. Well, we are listed Trinidad and Tobago Association for the Hearing Impaired. We are located at 63 Ryson Road, Port of Spain, in Woodbrook. Our we have a phone number which Miss Archie could probably give you the phone number. I can't recall it right now. But
Sure.
we are on Facebook as well. As a matter of fact, we have a new website that we are designing. And I just want to indicate something to you. There is so much that we could be doing, but unfortunately, we have limited resources.
Yes.
So that's a reality, right? We like to do cochlear implants, for instance, because a lot of parents who would like to have cochlear implants, they have to go to the States and pay hundreds of thousands of US dollars to get it done. Why can't we get it done here in Trinidad? So there's a lot of work that we need to do within our country, within our organization, within our country, so that we could better serve the public, Trinidad and Tobago.
All right, great. Just before we go, because we are out of time now, Ms. Archie, could you just give the public that number that they can call to get connected with you guys?
Sure, you can get us at 623-061243, extension 2300. And I just want to add that we also have not sale, but batteries and dry kits available at the venues when we go out on Thursday and Friday.
All right, great. So Thursday, tomorrow, at the Ann Mitchell Gift Auditorium at the Scarborough Library, and on Friday at the Rossborough Health Facility. Come in and get screened for your hearing. Even if you miss it, the information is there to get connected with the association so that you can take care of your hearing health. I want to thank you for being on with us. It was a pleasure speaking to you this morning.
Definitely.
And viewers, thank you for being connected with us on the Tobago Updates. Good morning, Tobago Show, and we will see you again tomorrow.
Thank you.